Life shouldn't be hard. Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss, you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good morning to you, and welcome to Join Up Dots. How the bloody hell are you? Well, hopefully you are out there doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, who you want to do it with, and the reasons of why you want to do it are clear to you. You're living your dream. You're on your path. No one can take that away from you, because once you get to that point, you're unable to be stopped. Once you know your path, and that's the biggest problem, where people kind of try a bit and they stop, and then they go somewhere else and they stop, and they sort of go round and round in circles. But when you see the people that sort of know exactly what I want, then you're cooking on gas, as I say. You are cooking on gas. Well, I'm cooking on gas at the moment, and I'm motivated, and I'm a productivity master. Now, I'm generally good at that. I spin a lot of plates. My wife says to me, "You've got more on your plate than anyone else I know." And I go, "No, have I? Maybe it's just a big plate." And she says, "No, I don't know how you keep going with all the different things and still make time for the family and still make time to watch a film in the afternoon and all that kind of stuff." But every now and again, it kind of dips. And sometimes you think, "Oh, can't be bothered. Why should I do this when I've got other things that I'd rather be doing?" Well, I've realised over the last few days or so that over the last week or so, I've started decorating rooms in the house. I've mentioned this before. I've worked on we've got two living rooms. So I started on one living room. Then I went through to the downstairs toilet and put the new seat on and painted it and did the ceiling and all that kind of stuff. And it's quite pleasant. You put a radio on, nobody's bothering you. You do the job, you close the door, and it's sort of done. But I've also been doing lots of little jobs around the house as well. The kind of things, you know what it is when you kind of go, "Oh, I should do that." Or I do that at the weekend. Or the worst ones, but you kind of walk past and you stop seeing them until somebody points them out, and you go, "Oh yeah, I forgot I should be doing that." You kind of get a blind spot and you don't see them. Well, I've been doing all of these, and I've got a big list. And every day I sort of look at it and think, right, what do I need to do today? The wife wants me to put up a retractable washing line. That's the first thing I'm going to do. My granddaughter wants me to mend her bike. That's the second thing I'm going to do. And it's just like a series of tasks that I get up. And the more I've been doing these, moving around the house, painting things, mending things that needed mending, and finishing off all those little jobs around the house, I've also found that I wanted to do more exercising, or working on my own businesses too. None of these things are really connected, but the amazing boost of tackling these unconnected tasks seems to spread to everything. So I wondered why. And so I went through the Join Up Dots archives, and I looked for all the psychologists and psychiatrists and people that I've interviewed, and I sent them an email and I said, "You want Join Up Dots? This is your time to pay back." Why am I feeling like this? Why is it that just because I'm doing these tasks, it makes me want to be more productive in these areas as well? And they gave me an answer. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to break down this, because if we know this, then it's a productivity hack that we can just use whenever we feel a bit slumpy, whenever we don't want to go jogging. We could do something else and then build up to it again. And then, so wherever we are in our life, we shouldn't have days and days and days of going, "Oh, I can't be bothered." We should just go, "Right, I can't be bothered in that, so let's do this over here," and then that's going to have a knock-on effect. Great, yeah? Okay. So let's give it a big trumpet. So I've been told by these clever folk about the phenomenon that I'm describing, where starting to tackle one task or goal can kind of kickstart your motivation and productivity across various areas of your life can be explained. And it can be explained by several psychological and cognitive factors. So it's a kind of brain thing that you're doing. And they've broken it down into a few steps. What is it? 7. Some of these we look at before, but there's some that are new to me. And the very biggest one that they all said was the Zeigarnik Effect. Zeigarnik Effect. Now, I've never heard of the Zeigarnik Effect, but it's a psychological phenomenon that suggests that people tend to remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks better than the completed ones. So when you start a task and then you leave it incomplete, your brain keeps it active in your working memory. And this creates a kind of sense of mental tension. Oh, I should do that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't done that again. Oh, and it sort of prompts you to return to the task and complete it. So as you complete one task, it then provides a sense of accomplishment and momentum, motivating you to tackle other tasks as well. It's actually removing this tension of, oh, I've got so much on my plate, and actually not doing anything at all. Okay. Now, they also say that there's certain points when you've got so many tasks, that's when you get that blind spot that I was talking about, where you actually can't see all the little things that need to be done because you just don't see them. So the very first thing that we need to do to build momentum is just start tackling anything. It doesn't matter. It could be a drawer that you've been meaning to empty and sort out, because every time you go to close it, it's really difficult. You know, simple things like that. It might be cleaning your garage out or your shed or whatever. Whatever it is will just give you a sense of, okay, I've achieved that. What's the next thing to do now? Okay. So as we say, as you complete one task, it provides a sense of accomplishment and builds momentum, motivating you to tackle other tasks as well. Now, how powerful is that? That all you've got to do to get your productivity going is do something and then look around for something else. And by the time you've done 2 or 3 of these, you're building that momentum and you are unstoppable. Okay. And all that sort of sense of achievement by completing that task, no matter how small, will give you a positive feeling, and it triggers a release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. We feel good about ourselves. Now, I'd feel even better about myself if my wife actually then said, do you know, you've done so many jobs around the house recently, but I haven't had much. I haven't had, you're amazing. Do you know how amazing you are? So my dopamine kind of is waiting to get that double boost. Now, when I experience this sense of achievement, and she adds to it as well, it's going to boost my motivation to then pursue other goals or tasks in different areas of my life. So we've got the achievement and we've got the recognition as well. Okay, so how do you get that recognition if you live on your own? Well, one of the easiest things is look in the mirror and just say to yourself, you're bloody good. You've done 6 things this morning and look at them. That's the best I've ever done. And give yourself a pat on the back. Now, we've got that phrase, haven't we? Give yourself a pat on the back. And how many people do that? But mentally, it's that looking at yourself and going, yeah, okay, I've done a good job then. I should be proud of myself. And we're then building this loop in our brain, which is known as cognitive priming, which means the starting of these tasks can also prime your brain to then be more productive. So when you engage in a productive activity, your brain becomes more attuned to productivity, making it easier to transition to other tasks. You're actually training yourself to start looking around to try to find other things to do. And this can enhance motivation, focus and well-being as well. So once again, you're starting to then build that bit of going, yeah, I've done all this. Maybe I'll get fit and sexy as well. Maybe I'll start doing press-ups. I've started doing press-ups. I don't know if I've said this on a podcast. And I thought to myself, right, okay, I'll start doing press-ups and I'll do 40. That'd be fine. Well, I struggled to 10. And I thought, bloody hell, I can't even do 10 press-ups. This is terrible. And so I said to people in a pub, I was in a pub, and I said, how many press-ups could you do? And they went, 1, 2. I went, really? I said, I could do 10. And they went, well, that's amazing, isn't it? I went, oh, is it? Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm now up to 16, which still sounds pretty poor, but every day I'm just working on trying to do 4 days of hitting 16 and then trying to see if I can do 17 or 18. So I'm looking around, adding extra things into it, adding the swimming in, adding the cycling, all those kind of exercise things which you don't think builds up a reward system for anything else, then starts to play in, and then you're just building this kind of psychological flexibility. It means that you become more adaptable and you become more open to new challenges. You're willing to take on more things, because when you successfully complete tasks in different areas, it instills confidence and belief in your ability to tackle other unrelated tasks or goals. So doing press-ups every single day, it's got nothing to do with join up darts, but it's got everything to do with join up darts, because it then makes me feel more productive. It makes me feel more focused. It makes me want to tackle stuff. And it provides that positive feedback loop, because success breeds success. And when you see progress in one area of your life, it then creates a positive feedback loop, making you more inclined to pursue success. We're not saying you're starting anything big. We're just saying start something. Anything at all. It will help clear that mental clutter and reduce that stress of, oh, I've got so much to do. And then this provides a sense of freedom and clarity, making it easier to focus on other goals. So in summary, just starting to work on tasks, any tasks, even if they're unrelated, can set off a chain reaction of motivation and productivity due to these psychological factors, like the Zeigarnik Effect, the sense of achievement you get, the cognitive priming, the positive feedback loop. It's a powerful tool that you can harness to boost your overall productivity and motivation in various areas of your life. So if you're struggling on your business and you think, oh, I can't be bothered, then just do something else. If you are got an office that you keep on thinking, oh, I need to tidy that out, do it, make it clear, and then you go, okay, I'll tackle something else. Whatever it is, just start doing stuff, and it will create this productivity hack that I think will change your life. You just got to start doing something. So as I say, I reached out to people and I said, what am I finding that just by doing these tiny little tasks, putting the mirror up, doing a picture frame, doing this and that, I now want to do more and more, and I'm looking around and everything's getting done. Why is that? And these clever folk have told me this. So if you're struggling with getting productivity going, if you're struggling to exercise, if you're struggling to create your dream business, if you're struggling to get your dream life, whatever you're struggling with, don't struggle anymore. Just start doing something, and then look for something else and start ticking off these tiny little tasks, and you will be heading for greatness. I promise you. Okay, so for everybody out there, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for dropping us lines. And as always, we'll be here again. Cheers. See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the end of Join Up Dots. You've heard the conversation. Now it's time for you to start taking massive action. Create your future, create your life. It's the only life you've got. We'll be back again real soon. Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots, Join Up Dots. Join Up Dots.